One of the things that our youth deal with a lot is the lack of concentration. So I was kind of curious, what kind of tools does yoga provide to help them improve their concentration?
Yoga says you handle this problem from two perspectives. Now the body responds to exercise slowly, but the brain responds to exercises rapidly.
Yoga talks about the art of maintaining the balance between pain and pleasure. How do we maintain that balance in our lives when we confront all the adversities that we face in our daily lives?
Life has its two aspects. So there is positive circumstances and there are negative circumstances as well. When we keep that in mind, we will be less disappointed. And we can always find a way to reframe those circumstances.
One of the things that our youth deal with a lot is the lack of concentration. So I was kind of curious, what kind of tools does yoga provide to help them improve their concentration?
Yes, Ken. Lack of concentration is an epidemic problem of modern times because this is the age of media and there is information and varieties of tidbits of interesting information that is impinging upon us at all times. So in that situation, it is so easy to get distracted. Now, yoga says you handle this problem from two perspectives. One is the external distractions, and the other is the internal distractions from within. Now, bring the external distractions under control, which means your devices and other things, there needs to be a time for them. Don't switch them on in the morning right away. Some people have that habit. They wake up and they want to see what is the latest WhatsApp, etc. So rather than that, restrict yourself. Likewise at night as well. In fact, it is said that if you can avoid devices for 2 hours before you sleep, it helps in the creation of melatonin in the brain, which ensures a deeper sleep. So these are some of the external things. Mahatma Gandhi had put it so nicely. He said that, look, if you put junk food in your mouth, then it will affect your physical health. And if you put junk food in your mind, it will affect your mental health. So he gave this 3 monkeys of his: hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. So don't allow the junk to get in. And the second is the internal control. Now that is more important. What is required is enhancement of our willpower. What affects the willpower is the propensity for pleasure. So people, they are motivated by pleasure, and pleasure is invariably from low value activities. Whereas the high value activities are boring and austere. So the mind rebels when we engage it in something of high value, and it seeks distractions from the low value activities. And apart from that, our brain has got a thing called the novelty bias. So it wants to move from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. I've sat in cars where people keep on changing their radio station. Every 3 seconds, you can't make out what's going on. So that's how it is with social media. Analysis have been done that those who work on computer, they change their screen 566 times. So that is the novelty bias of our brain. Now to bring that under control, if we can grow our willpower. And what is the way to grow our willpower? a simple methodology is to engage in meditation. Even the technique of meditation is not so important from this perspective. The mere fact that we are constraining our mind from seeking pleasure and forcing it to remain in one place. Now the body responds to exercise slowly. And if somebody is serious about developing muscles, people are told it will take you 3 months. But the brain responds to exercises rapidly. And 3 days of meditation, people will discover a tremendous improvement in their ability to focus.
Yoga talks about the art of maintaining the balance between pain and pleasure. How do we maintain that balance in our lives when we confront all the adversities that we face in our daily lives?
We make assumptions about life, and those assumptions lead to disappointments and frustrations. Now, if I assume that it's daytime, it's so wonderful, the sun will never set, when night comes, I'll be disappointed. Likewise, for life as well, we assume that it will be unilinear. Everything is going to go so well. But the fact is that life has its 2 aspects. So there is positive circumstances and there are negative circumstances as well. When we keep that in mind, we will be less disappointed. And we can always find a way to reframe those circumstances. I am reminded of a girl who entered college and went to live in the hostel. And after 3 months, she wrote a letter to her mother. "Mommy, I need to tell you I made a mistake. 1 month after having been here in the hostel, I stole $50 from my classmate. I rented a motorcycle. And my motorcycle, while driving it, I crashed into the lamppost and broke my hip bone." Now the mother was reading that letter and getting shocked. "Oh, my dear daughter." The letter further said, "Mummy, there was nothing to worry about. There was this handsome young doctor who took me into his room and I stayed there for the next few weeks. And Mummy, I need you to know that I missed all my classes, but I've fallen in love with him. And we need to get married before the baby pops out. And Mommy, you must also know that after marriage, we will come and stay with you and Papa because my husband-to-be has lost his job. And he's from another culture and he'll keep on trying to convert you, but you will enjoy his wonderful nature." The mother, reading the note, thought the world has come to an end. And then the letter ended, "Mummy, really, none of this has happened. All that has happened is I've got an F in calculus. I wanted you to see it in the proper perspective." It could have been far worse. So, when we look on things as terrible, if we reframe it, we find that there is a second aspect to it. As somebody said, that I am thankful for having to clean up the mess in my house because it means I have a house. I am thankful for the taxes I pay because it means I have an income. So in those negative circumstances, we have to learn the art of seeing them with positivity.
Thank you very much.